Hey everyone, it's Tuesday, November 24th, 2020, and it's time for a Young and Restless episode recap. I'm your host, Keisha Chantal, and on today's episode, I have no idea what's happening because I'm just going to watch it for the first time. Yeah, sometimes it be like that. But before we move on, don't forget that if you're new to the channel, welcome, nice to meet you, how are you doing, stick around, subscribe by clicking the link below, and then turning on your notification bell so every time I drop an episode recap, you'll be the first to know. All right, let's start the show. Well, we're over at Society, and I can't afford those drinks, so I brought my own. Mariah meets up with Devon and then begins the most insane conversation. Apparently, meddling Mariah is lonely without her beautiful Tessa to keep her busy. Okay, that's fine, but then why text your friend to meet you somewhere, and then when you get there, tell him that he was the one that texted you? It just doesn't make any goddamn sense.
But it's more satisfying if somebody invites me to do something. So just please play along with it.
All right, so we're in Abby and Chance's express wedding suite, and they are frantically talking about their wedding plans. You may notice that this time Abby is a little bit closer to Chance because Chance is being played by Justin Gaston, who is Melissa Ordway's real life husband. So they've got the green light to kiss.
I'm definitely keeping you.
And be close together. And I'm going to enjoy every single minute of it.
I thought you had the fancy New York designer lined up.
I did, but she overcommitted, and so she won't be able to finish the dress in time, and now I am scrambling to find one.
Oh, so Abby, you can't get the dress that you planned for because the designer overcommitted or because you're having your wedding in 7 days? Put the blame where it properly lies, sis, which is squarely on your shoulders. At Newman Enterprises, Victoria is talking to Nikki about Thanksgiving plans when Billy comes in on the call waiting. He tells her that he just finished talking to Ray and apparently his gun was the one that was used in the shooting of Adam.
Vic, have you seen my gun lately?
And it turns out that he left his gun with Victoria.
Why are you asking me this?
And suddenly they remember the night that they had the attempted break-in where nothing seemed to be out of place, but they never thought to look in the lockbox, and now the gun is missing and shows up as the murder weapon. How convenient.
Now Ray is gonna ask you some questions, and when he does,
Oh great, okay, thank you.
Victor happens to overhear the tail end of the conversation, and he asks Victoria,
"What was that all about?"
Anyway, he gives Victoria the news that Adam has been committed to a mental institution, and she says the shadiest shit.
Daddy, you had him committed? I can't say that it's gonna do any good, but I respect that you realize that he is a real danger.
Woo! I admire Victoria because she definitely is not holding back when it comes to Victor. She's telling him every single thing that is on her mind, no filter. And we love to see it. So Abby heads over to Society where Devon and meddling Mariah are waiting, and he announces to her that he's been ordained by the state of Wisconsin to marry her in the quickest wedding that Geno City has seen in a long, long time. Wow, everything is going through an expedited process. I guess Devon logged on to some online course and took his ordained license and bam!
You've been ordained? It's official?
Been ordained, yes.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I love it.
Isn't it great? And raise your hand if it was your idea.
Who's ready to get married?
You are looking at Jabot's newest employee.
What?
I would love to be there on your first day, just to be a fly on the wall to see what happens.
Why?
Leave it to Abby to shit on somebody's good news, even when she is supposedly on a high.
Is there something I should be nervous about? Something Kyle didn't tell me about Jabot?
It's just the Abbotts in the boardroom. It can get pretty intense.
Lord have mercy, girl. Whew. Sometimes you're just so unnecessary.
When I got that call that Chance had been shot, I just thought that everything we had together was gone, that all of that love had been lost. I mean, you have no idea what that feels like.
And I'm beginning to think she's doing that shit on purpose. Either that or she's an airhead. Which, actually, now that I think about it. Well, it's not long before Ray darkens Victoria's doorway at Newman Enterprises. He's got some follow-up questions.
Billy said he left a gun at your home. Is that true?
Yes, obviously it was stolen by the gunman.
Well, I'll check the police report to find the exact date.
And she goes, well, nothing was stolen. I didn't see a need to. And besides, crimes happen at my house and family's estate all the time. We're so used to it. I mean, if we filed every single report, you guys would be inundated. So actually, we spared you the trouble.
What will heal me, Dad, is to get away from you and your need to control everything. I was 11 years old. I was responsible for a man's death. You tried to control the whole situation. You tried to control my whole life.
Your mother
and you're doing it now.
Mistakes.
Here's the thing. Can I just say? At what point do we separate the trauma that we've been through and the people that have caused us this trauma from our own actions? You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is real talk. I'm not trying to minimalize what Adam went through. But what I'm saying is, at what point does his parents' responsibility end and his begins? It could begin now if he accepts the fact that he needs help. Or he could continue blaming mommy and daddy and keep the cycle of toxicity going. It's up to him. I guess we'll wait and see.
You probably feel very alone, but I will not abandon you. You're my son. And I'm going to help you whether you like it or not.
A gut-wrenching scene between father and son. It's these moments that really touch my heart. Back at Crimson Lights, Ray is spending a quiet, peaceful afternoon looking over a murder scene. Cop's work is just never done. And who walks in as though he wasn't shot in the torso 2 weeks ago?
I thought Sharon and I were pushing it, or at least waiting to New Year's. I'm impressed you're getting married so soon after everything you've been through.
And Chan says, it's because I got shot and had bone fragments in my lungs and almost lost my life that I really feel the need to hang on to every precious moment as though it's going to slip from my fingers right now. So, yeah. Chance is determined to just love every drop out of Abby until there's nothing left.
Well, I don't want to have to bring our kids to visit you in prison.
That's not gonna happen. You know me. I always land on my feet.
Famous last words. As a matter of fact, not only are Johnny and Katie going to be visiting Billy behind bars, but also Lily. And there goes her drama-free dreams.